the star of the forest. Here's the rewritten text in English, keeping the original meaning and word count. The Forest Star or Winter Adventures of Vika in Sasha. One crisp winter morning, as snow gently blanketed the ground, Sasha and Vika decided to take a walk in the forest near their home. The air was fresh and chilly, filled with the scent of pine. The wind barely moved the tree branches, and the sun peeked faintly through the clouds. As they ventured deeper, Sasha suddenly stopped and looked around. Did you notice how quiet the forest has become? He asked, his voice uneasy. Yes, Vika said, holding his hand tightly. And it's so dark now. The forest, usually bright at this time, was shrouded in an unusual dimness. The sun seemed unable to break through the dense clouds, leaving the woods in an almost night-like gloom. What's going on? Vika asked, shivering slightly. What is this strange darkness? I don't know, Sasha said, glancing around cautiously. Suddenly, a small gnome appeared from behind a tree. He looked cheerful and funny, with a rosy nose and a colorful hat. Over his shoulder hung a little bag filled with peculiar items. Oh, are you lost? The gnome exclaimed, hopping in place. This is not the best time for a walk. The forest has been swallowed by darkness. Who are you? Sasha asked, stepping back cautiously. I'm Jolly the gnome, he replied with a wide grin, his little ears twitching. And who are you? Wandering in the forest where darkness rules everything. We were just out for a walk, but then it got so dark, Vika explained. The gnome sighed deeply. It's the Shadow King. He has stolen the forest star. It used to light up the forest and give it life. Without it, the forest has plunged into darkness. Birds and animals can't find their way home or even food. The Shadow King? Sasha asked, his eyes wide. Yes, Jolly replied. He uses his magic to spread darkness everywhere. As long as he holds the forest star, nothing will change. You mean the forest will stay dark forever? Vika asked fearfully. Sasha glanced at his sister. We'll save the forest, he said firmly. But how can we find the Shadow King? Vika asked hesitantly. If you're truly ready to help, I can show you where his castle is, Jolly said. But you must be very brave and careful. The Shadow King is dangerous. The children nodded, their determination clear. Jolly reached into his bag and pulled out 2 magical lanterns, handing them to the children. Together, they set off into the growing darkness. The path was challenging, with the shadows thickening and the trees looming larger and more menacing with every step. I'm not afraid, Sasha declared, holding his lantern high. If we stick together, we can do this. After a long journey, they finally arrived at the Shadow King's castle. Towering stone gates loomed before them, surrounded by swirling black clouds. There it is, Jolly whispered. Be careful. The Shadow King uses his magic to scare us. Suddenly, a dark storm began swirling around them, and shadowy figures rose from the ground. But the children's lanterns glowed brighter, forcing the shadows to retreat. Stay together, Sasha shouted, waving his lantern. We're stronger. When we're together, they passed through the gates and entered the castle. Inside, on a dark throne, sat the Shadow King. His red eyes glowed fiercely, and streams of dark magic flowed from his hands. You dare come here? He thundered. We've come to return the forest star, Sasha declared boldly, stepping forward. "You cannot take it from me," the Shadow King sneered, raising a dark sword. But Jolly suddenly began to sing, "Where there's light and goodness true, darkness cannot stay. Let the forest star shine bright, and chase the night away." The gnome's voice echoed through the castle, spreading like a melody through the darkness. The forest star, held tightly by the Shadow King, began to glow, pushing back the shadows. "This is not your power, but ours," Jolly cried out, his voice ringing like music. The forest star shone brighter and brighter until the Shadow King's magic dissolved, and he vanished into the air, leaving nothing but faint wisps of shadow behind. "We did it!" Vika cheered. "The forest will be bright again," Sasha said with a smile. They returned the forest star to its rightful place, and the forest came alive once more. The stars sparkled, and the darkness was gone. "Thank you," Jolly said gratefully. "Now, the forest can thrive again, and I can sing my songs without fear." The animals will return to their homes. The children returned home, knowing that even in the darkest times, light can always be found with courage and true friends. For light shines in all of us, it just needs a chance to shine. As the days passed, Sasha and Vika often visited the forest to see how life there had changed. Animals came out of their hiding spots. Birds chirped happily, and the snow sparkled under the bright light of the forest star. Jolly was right, Sasha said one day, looking up at the glowing star in the sky. "The forest feels alive again." Vika nodded, her cheeks rosy from the cold. "It's like a different world now. I can't believe we were brave enough to face the Shadow King." "It wasn't just bravery," Sasha said thoughtfully. "It was about helping others, even when it's scary. The forest star wasn't just for us, it was for everyone." One day, as they walked through their favorite paths in the forest, Jolly appeared again. He was carrying a small box wrapped in sparkling ribbon. "What's this?" Vika asked curiously. "A gift," Jolly replied with a grin, handing the box to her. "For your courage and kindness. Open it." Sasha and Vika carefully opened the box. Inside was a tiny, glowing crystal, a piece of the forest star itself. "This is for you," Jolly explained, "a reminder of your bravery and the light you carry inside." The children were awestruck. The crystal sparkled like the first snow of winter and radiated warmth. "Thank you, Jolly," Sasha said. "We'll treasure it forever." Jolly winked. "Keep it close, and it will always guide you in the darkest times. You never know when the world might need your light again." With that, Jolly tipped his hat and disappeared into the trees, humming a cheerful tune. From that day on, the glowing crystal sat on a shelf in Sasha and Vika's room, reminding them of their incredible adventure. Whenever they felt unsure or afraid, they looked at it and remembered that even the smallest light can chase away the biggest darkness. The forest star continued to shine, bringing life and joy to the forest. And though the Shadow King was gone, Sasha and Vika knew they would always be ready to protect the forest, its magic, and its light.